Right. So moving to the last A-level paper. This is the latest A-level paper. Guys, if you have not fallen asleep, I want you all to give me answers so we can go along. Now see, now this is the thing that I want you all to compare with, guys. Okay. Now for a student who was writing A-levels this time, would have done all the past papers from 2011 to 2021. They would have done the past papers and then only gone and done this 2022 paper. Okay. So we'll see how many questions were repeated from past papers, like made small changes and repeated, and how many questions are entirely new. Okay, so we'll make a count this time. Okay, we'll go here. Last year, 2022, this is the latest paper that was done in February. 15 million tons of corn were sold at 30,000 per ton. This year, 15 million tons of corn were sold at 25,000 per ton. Which of the following changes in demand and supply could have caused this thing? Okay, first of all, have we done a question like this in the past papers? Yes. Have we not? We have, right? So last year they are saying how much? 15 million at 30,000. So price was 30,000 and they were selling 15 million tons. And this year, 15 million tons are sold at 25,000. Oh, same thing. Remember, we had the same thing in the previous paper. So what could have caused this, guys? How did you go from that equilibrium to this equilibrium? What should have happened? The supply should have increased, right? And the demand should have decreased. Supply increase, demand. Can you see the same? They have not even changed anything, right? It's the same question, just the numbers they have changed. So demand would have decreased, supply would have increased. Is that okay? Do you all feel better? If you all did A-levels last year, did all the past papers and went, this is like a free mark for you now. Okay. Next one. Okay. Consider that a consumer spent his or her entire income on the purchase of two goods, X and Y. So there is a consumer, so spending their entire income on two goods. If the consumer's income and prices double, so income also has double, prices also has double, and things remain unchanged, the consumer will. Okay, now this kind of question wasn't directly there in any past paper, right? That is okay. But can you use a little bit of common sense? Put some numbers and tell me. Let's say earlier a person was earning, let's say 1,000 rupees. Then he bought, let's say there was good A. Good A's price was 100 rupees. So he bought, let's say 5 of it. 500 rupees gone there. Good B he bought, let's say good B's price was 250. Let's say he bought 2 of it. That is how he spent his 1,000 rupees. Now what has happened? The income has doubled. This has become 2,000. Prices also have doubled. So this has become 200. This has become 500. What do you think happens, guys? So the consumer will double the purchase of good X and Y. Can he double the purchase of X and Y? Buy more of X and less of Y. Buy less of X and more of Y. Buy less of both goods. Buy the same amount of good X and Y as before. Use a little common sense and give me an answer. Income has also doubled. Prices have also doubled. Think. Income also has doubled, but prices also double. Now, only if the income double, then you can buy more. But here, income also has gone. Prices also has gone up. So now you can still buy 5 of this and buy 2 of this. So here also 1,000 rupees gone. Here also 1,000 rupees gone. Total 2,000 rupees gone. So what happens? Can buy the same amount of goods as X and Y as before. Is that clear? Not repeated in past papers, but you should be able to handle now because it's not rocket science. Going to the next. Okay. Question 5 is 3. Question 7. Which of the following helps in explaining why the demand curve for an inferior good is downward sloping? Now, this one, guys, is that area which I told I will upload the recording. Okay. So once I upload that, you will be able to figure out. But I'll just give you the answer with the following helps. Like demand curve for inferior good. So for an inferior good, income and substitution effect move in the same direction. Income effect is negative. Substitution effect is no, it doesn't move the same direction. Income effect equals no, negative income effect dominates the substitution effect. No, substitution effect dominates the negative income effect. This has to be your answer. Consumer increases the consumption of the good with an increase in income. No. So answer has to be 4. But for this, guys, you don't mark it now. Watch that video and then come and see whether you all can handle this. Right? It's a very easy one. Going to the next. Assume that good X and Y are complements. Okay. What will be the effect on equilibrium price and quantity of good X if an increase in the supply of good Y while other things remain unchanged? We have kind of done this in past papers. Okay. So let's say there is good Y. We'll tell our good Y is, we'll say shoes. Okay. Our good is X. So we are selling socks. Okay. So what has happened? Now this is the complement, right? This is the complement. So what has happened? They are saying this is the equilibrium price and quantity. What will be the effect on the equilibrium price and quantity of X if the supply of good Y increases? So now good Y supply has increased, right? So something has happened. Now people are supplying more shoes. So what can you tell about the quantity of shoes purchased in the market now? Quantity of shoes purchased. Think and tell me, guys. Now what is happening? The supply of shoes are increasing, right? So if the supply of shoes are increasing, now can you just look at the equilibrium diagram there? What is happening? The amount of shoes sold in the market. Amount of shoes. More shoes are sold, right? More shoes are sold in the market. So more shoes are sold in the market means what would happen to the socks market? What will happen to the demand for socks? The complement. Demand for socks also will increase. So can you soon put that into a diagram and see what will happen to equilibrium price and quantity? You have the demand and supply. This is the initial equilibrium. Now the demand for socks is increasing. Why? Because shoe supply has gone up. Shoe prices are cheap. More people are buying shoes. So more people are buying shoes means now your demand for socks also has gone up. So your equilibrium price increases. Your equilibrium quantity increase. Is that okay? Can figure that out. Not very directly from a past paper, but we have learned this in past paper. Fine. So answer is number 4, increase and increase. Okay. Going to the next. The market demand curve for a certain product is drawn in the diagram below. Between price 10 and 8, the demand curve shown in the above diagram is what? This is an easy one. You don't have to do any calculations also, but you should know. Not directly tested in an MCQ, but it's there in essay questions though. What can you say, guys? In the demand curve, how many of you all remember? I think I showed this, right? At this point, it is this. Right in the middle, it is this. At this point, it is this. What is it? At this point of the demand curve, what is the elasticity between that range that I highlighted? Pure theory. In this range, PED is what? PED is elastic, right? Remember, and that range PD is elastic. In this range, PD is inelastic. Right in the middle here, unitary, right? Right over here, perfectly inelastic. Right over here, I'll put it over here, perfectly elastic. So in our question, they are asking between 8 and 10. So that means it's in the elastic range. So you can say relatively elastic. Is that okay? Easy question, not there in a past paper though, but very simple one. It's there in essay questions. I'll show you in essay questions, right? Very simple question. Moving to the next. Okay. Demand equation is given, supply equation is given. They're asking for the total surplus. Total surplus means economic surplus. Can you all quickly give me the numbers, because I'm not going to do the calculation for you. Can you give me the, okay, first of all, can someone give me equilibrium price and quantity? Equilibrium price and quantity. For those who did, what is the equilibrium price? What is the equilibrium quantity? Okay, price is 8, quantity 24. Okay. Maximum demand price, minimum supply price. Maximum demand price has to be 20. Guys, you know, these are the shortcuts, right? How do you find maximum demand price? Shortcut 40 divided by 2. Okay, 20. How do you find minimum supply price? Shortcut 40 divided by 8. This A component divided by the B component. Forget about the negatives and the positives. Otherwise, you can do the normal one when QD equals 0. What is this thing? Okay, right. So then, can you quickly calculate and tell me how much is the consumer surplus? That is this area that I'm shading in red kind of, and how much is the producer surplus? Numbers, guys, quickly. CS, consumer surplus is how much? 20 minus 8 is 12. 12 into half into 12 into 24. That's 12 into 12. That's 144. Producer surplus is half into 8 minus 5 is 3 into 24. So 12 into 3 is 36. So 144 plus 36, 180. You all get that? Yeah. Fine. Very simple question. Just to calculate consumer surplus and producer surplus. Okay. Next one. Assume that the cross price elasticity of demand between rice and bread is 3. Good question. An increase in the price of rice causes the demand for bread to rise by 75%. What change in rice has brought about this? The same question was there. Remember, we calculated percentages. Can you tell me, guys, XTD equals percentage change in QD of what causes the demand for bread? So QD of bread divided by the percentage change in price of rice. So they are saying XTD is 3. Percentage change in QD, so causes the demand for bread to rise by 75%. It's RISC, small mistake. Okay. So what should the percentage change in price be, guys? How can you get an answer 3 there? The percentage change in price has to be how much? Come on, guys, quickly give me a number. It has to be a 25%, right? So price has to increase by 25%, then only it can go. So can you go to your answer and see which of these prices has a 25% increase in the price? Is it 50 to 70? Is it 60 to 72, 75 to 90, 80 to 105, or 100 to 125? We did a very similar question in a past paper where we were finding, I think, a 10% or a 20% increase. Which one has a 25% increase? 25% increase is in answer number 500 to 125. Manageable, can do. Same thing repeated. Last 3 questions. The market equilibrium price for wheat flour is 350 and the market equilibrium quantity is 30. Which of the following policies would create an excess demand? Yes. When will there be excess demand? Quickly think and tell me. When you set the equilibrium price above or below, currently the price is 350. So when will there be an excess demand? Currently price is 350. You will have an excess demand if you set the price below, right? Then no, the demand will be more. So your answer has to be a price below. So below means, is it a price ceiling or a price floor? You're talking about a price ceiling, right? So there has to be a price ceiling below 350. We'll see. Impose a price ceiling of 330. Oh, can be, right? Impose a price floor of 330. Price floor is above, wrong, right? Impose a price ceiling of 400. No. Ceiling less than 350. That's what we are finding. Price floor of 350. No. Price ceiling of 375. No. So can you see how easy this question is? Fine. So if you set a price ceiling below of 330, what would be there? There would be an excess demand. Safe guys, all right? Okay. Okay. Last two questions. Given a downward sloping demand curve and an upward sloping supply curve, can you see same question was changed? Now, last paper they asked subsidy, now they're asking a tax. So a unit tax on a commodity will do what? What will happen, guys? Okay, so when there is a tax, can you tell me what will happen to consumer surplus and produce surplus? Consumer surplus decreases, produce surplus also decreases. Okay, so can I say raise producer surplus? No. Raise consumer surplus? No. Cause a shift of the supply curve to the right? Can I say that? No, it's a leftward shift. Raise the price by more than the tax. Does the price increase more than the tax? Let's say you put a tax of 5 rupees. Can the price increase by 10 rupees? What do you think? No, guys. Price has to increase maximum amount of the tax or less than the tax. It can't increase more than the tax. No. Doesn't make sense, no? Right? So raise the price more than tax, wrong. So what is your answer? Raise the price less than the tax. Is that fine, guys? Are you all okay? That's question number 13 in the latest A-level paper. Going to the last one. The last question is saying, what are they doing? The diagram above shows the demand and supply curve for corn. Suppose that the government wants to introduce an effective minimum price. Remember, guys, when you say effective minimum price, that means government is further intervening and they are kind of buying the excess supply. Okay. What should the government do to maintain an effective minimum price of OP2? Okay, I will not support you in this. Can you at least the last MCQ give me an answer? Initial equilibrium was P1. They put a minimum price of P2. Now they want to make it an effective minimum price. I said if it's effective, they have to further intervene. So what should they do? Give me an answer. Buy Q1 to Q2, buy O to Q2, buy quantity Q1 to Q3, buy quantity Q2 to Q3, sell quantity Q1 to Q2. What should they do? If you have not fallen asleep, give me an answer. This is the last MCQ of the 2022 A-level paper. So what should they do, guys? At this price of P2, the demand is Q1, supply is Q3. So there is an excess supply here. So what should the government do? Government has to purchase this excess supply, right? So meaning they have to buy the difference between Q1 and Q. Right. That is the end with the 2022 paper. How much of it did you get right? 2022 paper is the latest paper that our students would have done. There was question 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. There are 10 questions in this. If you have got maybe 7, that means 70% correct. You are at a 70 level. 8, 9, 10. Perfect. That's the whole point. So can you make sure that you take this week, go through all the MCQs? There is 114 MCQs. I'm counting the number of slides in my this thing. I didn't memorize the number. But I have 115 slides. I remember my first slide was blank, so I deducted one. So there is a total of 114 MCQs. I'm hoping, guys, you all have a nice printed paper with you, right? You have printed all the MCQs. You have wrote notes in that, right? Just you are not staring at the screen. I'm hoping that is the case. So go through those 115 MCQs again, learn it and finish it off. And then next class, we'll go through the essay questions. Now, essay questions, I will not go into very detail because there are answers already in your past papers as well. And most of the theory parts I have explained. So therefore, essay questions, I might not go into very detail. I'll just have the answer in the slides sometimes for certain essay questions. So we'll try to finish off the essay questions in maybe around 2 to 3 classes. Okay, now given that fasting is also over, we can have a little longer class. So we'll try to finish in 2 classes ideal, but at least even in 3 classes, we'll try and finish. So next class when you come, try to do from 2011 to maybe 2000, at least 2015-16 to the essay questions. And okay, that is it. We'll wrap things from there. And yes, okay, so anyone has questions, you can stay and clarify. Thank you and see you all next week. Theory people, see you all tomorrow. Bye bye.